And today we're gonna locate my stylus. Fucking stupid shit. I am not prepared, as you can see. Anyways, so this stream is gonna be going for a little bit, and then I'm gonna have to stop the stream, and I'll be back in about 30 minutes or so, because I got an appointment that I had forgotten about that I need to do. So, I wanted to jump up on the game here and get the day going with this feeder city, walkthrough city, whatever you want to call it. We'll call it the Missy's walkthrough. That way we can get this thing going here. We're already level 15. We've got 85 storage. And right now I'm going to be focusing on getting those upgrades done because I'd like to get it up to level 18 before the sale. And I swear to God, if EA does not do a sale this year, I'm going to be pissed. Every single year that I've ever played SimCity, Black Friday weekend, they host a huge sale, and I've had people asking me, what is the sale going to look like, or what to expect from the sale. Every single year prior to this year, okay, so I'm assuming they're going to do it this year. What they've done is they take the category, every category, and they put. Sorry, I'm trying to open the thing up here. So what you'll see when you see stuff on sale in the game, usually they do a little sticker above the building, and it says like the percentage off it's going to be, right? Now, right around Black Friday, I would say 90% of the buildings are 40 to 60% off. I don't think that they have ever not put a building for sale. If I remember right, it was every single building in every single category had some form of a discount on it. Now, the reason that I'm telling people to save stuff is because of those platinum discounts for the platinum keys. Okay, you can buy all that other stuff easy, right? So, I mean, essentially what you really want to do here is you want to look at something that's something that you're either going to want a lot of or something that maybe is a four-pointer epic building. For example, the beach delta. If you're going to want that or that waterfall with the mountain, they have the waterfalls, definitely pick that up because you'll notice that beach stuff goes on sale quite a bit, maybe 4 times a year. But the mountain stuff almost never goes on sale. And they used to put stuff on sale a lot more often. Parks go on sale constantly, okay? It seems like every holiday they do some form of a park sale. Like usually around school time, right around September, they do a discount for the education buildings. And then you've got transportation. That one really never goes on sale either. But honestly, there's not really a whole lot in that category to begin with, which is kind of surprising to me because they could do some pretty cool transportation. They could do like a train, like let you build your own train track, kind of like how they're letting us build the walls into a train that you can just put around your you know what I mean? Like make your own track and loop it around your stuff really tight. And then you could make little train cars, get train cars or whatever. They can do better hot air balloon buildings because, let's face it, the hot air balloons are awesome when they float above your city, but the building itself is hideous. Airplanes, they've got a couple of heliports and stuff, but again, those buildings are hideous, right? So the transportation category usually, or more than likely, will not be something that you're going to, be going gung-ho with. The landmarks category and I would say the entertainment category are probably the 2 most popular, along with the parks. Parks, if I were you, if you're somebody who likes that pink park with the tree or whatever, I would definitely pick that one up because that one's just coins, right? So if you're somebody who wants to buy a lot of stuff for your, if you're going to be designing or whatever, I always try to get a bunch of water on sale for, maybe if you're going to drop some money, some real money, spend it wisely, right? Drop maybe a $20 bill on the game and then just go crazy and buy a bunch of water that you're going to need. Because if you're going to need it later, you're going to wish you had it. I mean, you got to understand, that's a huge discount, right? And when it only comes around once a year, I would definitely take advantage of that. And that's why I've been pushing you guys so hard to take advantage of those keys, getting those keys stacked up, and taking advantage of the contest of mayors. Okay, so right now I'm going to fill up my shops here and see. Okay, apparently I'm going to be watching an ad. No thanks to SimCity. They just make my decisions for me, I guess. You know, why can't that ever happen when I put something like, you know, that takes forever in there? Okay, so I haven't been doing a lot of hunting on the global market with this city for storage and stuff, so I need to get that done. Whoa. I don't know. Anybody here that doesn't know, I run a crime page for the city of Marysville. I'm actually from Marysville, Washington. And so my mornings are really pretty busy. I run a crime page. I have to prove posts. I've got everybody in the city of Marysville pretty much knows who I am. But, you know, I run a lot of charities, help a lot of kids, that kind of stuff. So usually pretty busy in the morning. I try to get the videos done as I go about my day, you know. All my videos are unscripted because I've had a lot of people asking me if I read from a script. No, I do not. I just wing it, you know. Another person asked me if my greeting in the beginning of my video is like on replay. I'm like, nope. He goes, but you say it so, you know, on point every time. Like it's like a recording. I'm like, no, it's just me saying it. So no, I do not script any of my videos. In fact, only a couple videos that I've ever done, I used notes where I had like a list of topics that I wanted to discuss. And that was in my earlier stuff when I was much more nervous and like was skipping up over my words. You know, anybody here that's like actually trying to do a channel or whatever, it's not as easy as it looks. It's really not. And especially in the beginning. You know, I don't know if this happened to everybody, but it sure as hell happened to me. I would start a video, you know, and I'd be like 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, probably like 3 minutes in, and I'm like, delete. Then I'd start again, I get like 4 minutes in, delete. You know, it's like, fuck, man, I probably did my first video, I don't know, 900 times. It was ridiculous. And then you can tell the difference, you know. So, I've never been somebody that's really watched a lot of YouTube. And so I never knew, like, I never went out and did the stuff like that everybody, you know, the first thing everybody does when they go to run a channel is they run and they look up, like, how to make a good YouTube video or how to get a lot of views or, you know, how long should my video be, all that stuff. I never did any of that stuff. I just hit the record button and just winged it. You know what I mean? Like, that's why my videos are so long. Because I don't give a shit. You know, if you want a 5-minute video, great. You ain't going to get it here. Because I got a lot to talk about. And to be honest, I mean, a lot of you guys really like my content and like how much information is here. So I don't want to short. Like, if I got like 95 people sitting here telling me that they love my shit, and I got one person complaining, why would I short everybody else for that one person's complaint, you know? I'm not going to do that. Okay, so we've got our tax. What is our tax rate? 7,000 daily income. Okay, that's not bad. So we're at 82% happiness. Let me figure out what's going on to make that happen. Hello, Joan. I think that's their name. That one, it pops up like really tiny on my screen. Let's see, 14%. That's why. Okay, so my people are still a little pissed at me. That's okay. I'm not too happy about them either. These bastards. I mean, look at this. $73 for 12 metal. They're out their mind. Okay. So, why do I have that in there? I know that we're trying to get, obviously, the storage up, but I'm thinking that what we might start doing is try to get a lot of this dozer taken care of, because I really don't want to end up having to hold all this stuff for the contest of mayors. And I'm really going to try to push to get this, whatever you call it, this city up to level 18 before the sale. That's what I'm hoping for. And I know I'm not going to have a lot of the, resources to buy anything for this city, which is fine. But what I want to do is I want to have it up there so that when the new pass comes out, I can get those rewards on the pass. So if anybody here is below level 18 or 17 when you unlock the contest of mayors, you really want to think about your next move. Because if you choose to remain a low level, you really need to weigh out your odds. Is it worth it? Because this new pass is going to run for like 45 days or whatever. And it could have something really cool, or it could not have something really cool. But either way, the rewards themselves are beneficial, right? So especially if you want to be able to compete in the contest of mayors in the Mega League within the near future, okay? Because once you hit level 18, you have to go 5 weeks before you can even think of going into Mega. So if you're thinking, I'm going to slack off for the next X amount of weeks, then I want to start doing Mega, you got to realize you're not even going to be into Mega for 5 weeks. So you could easily be pushing out just by not leveling up now. You could easily make it 3 months out. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be careful and pre-plan, because it's really, I'm seeing a lot of comments on YouTube and in Facebook where people have this people are under this impression that you need to have, and I don't know when and where this started, if it was maybe on a different Facebook group or whatever, but for whatever reason, people have this misconception that you have to have an obscene amount of storage unlocked by level 10, and that you shouldn't leave level 10 until you have that much storage unlocked, and that is not true. In fact, that's going to make your game miserable, okay? It's going to be miserable. You're going to be level 10. You're not going to be accomplishing anything else. That's all your life will be, is transferring coins from another city and hunting stuff on global. And if it's taken you 3 months to hit 300 storage as a level 10 player, then that's a pretty good indication that it's not working, right? So as a level 10 player, if you look, you don't have as much stuff available to you, right? You don't have all of these other resources that we've talked about in some of my earlier videos. But more importantly, you're not accomplishing anything else. You're only accomplishing that one thing when you could be accomplishing that one thing, plus doing better at it, plus accomplishing other things. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that a lot of you guys are having, is you're camping too long. And so I started thinking about it last night. And I was like, I've done a lot of videos on, like, the common mistakes, or, like when to restart, or how to fix this, or whatever. But the one thing that I've never really touched base on, like, in-depthly is, let's see, how do I explain this? The worst mistakes you can make, or the mistakes that have a permanent effect on your city, or damn near permanent. So obviously, to some extent, when you guys make a mistake, to some extent, everything's fixable. It's just a matter of how much time, money, and effort. That is when the contest of mayors buildings, or, limited time stuff comes in, and you weigh out your options and you say, well, I've had this city a long time. That would make sense, right? But if you have nothing unique holding you to it, if you're going to end up with the same looking house at the end of the day, if it's not some big Victorian home, if it's just a basic blueprint home, do you want a year's worth of work and 10 times the resources, or do you want to put in a fraction of the work with X amount of resources, right? And so what it comes down to is knowing when to say enough is enough, and say, you know what? I'm going to take what I've learned and I'm going to restart and I'm going to make better choices, right? But the biggest problem that a lot of you guys have is so many of you are like, yep, done that, restarted, and all is well. No. Okay. Now that you've restarted, now what? Now you got to say, how do I not make those same mistakes again? You have to know what you did wrong the first time around. But more importantly, you have to know what is the right way to go about shit. So when you look at the mistakes that you guys make, the mistakes that you're making, everybody makes. Okay? It's not just you. Every single person that's ever played the game makes these mistakes. You don't get a big sign up on your screen that says, hey, dumbass, don't level up too quick. No, you don't get that, right? Everybody levels up too fast. And you know what's even more funny is once you know what to do and know what screws you over, you see, you know, your second or third time around, you'll see how you get tricked into doing that because EA pushes it, right? They push you to level up quick. They're like, hey, look what awaits over here. They're like, over here, come here. And you're like, oh, okay, I'll just do just this one upgrade. It won't hurt, just this one assignment, and it does hurt, right? And so what mistakes are some of the worst that you can make? Well, first off, it's kind of like a haircut. If you level up too quick, you can't undo it. So that's one of the biggest mistakes is leveling too fast. But once you have a certain point where's the threshold? Where is the point of no return? And I'm going to tell you right now that if you're below level 24, you're fixable, okay? Without restarting, unless the only way that you would not be fixable is if you built homes that were not regular homes, okay? Even if you wasted all your cash on the wrong things, it's still fixable if you're willing to spend $20, okay? But if you're somebody who did the rebuilding trick and you bulldoze stuff, or you built the wrong type of homes, you are in a big bad problem situation, okay? Because here's the thing. In order to follow the Missy's Building Guide, you have to be able to be successful at epics, right? And so if you come to me and you say, yeah, I'm level 15, I restarted and I screwed up and I built other, homes. Like I built like 5 airport homes and I built, a couple Latin homes. Should I restart? I'm going to say, yes, you need to restart. You're too early in the game to hold on to that kind of baggage, right? If you're like, well, I've been playing 3 months and I screwed up and I unlocked a regional. Should I restart? Yes. Because it's not worth it. Why would you want to? You can fix your city and be right back where you were at in a week's time. Why would you want to carry that baggage with you for the duration of your gameplay? Right? Because the moment you unlock that regional, you just made everything so much worse. And so people look at the X amount of time that they have donated into the game already. They don't think about, all the time and money and energy I'm going to be saving by restarting. Okay? So when you restart isn't the bigger issue. The bigger issue is not making mistakes again. And the biggest mistake a lot of you guys are making is how you're leveling up. When you're leveling up. Are you going too slow or are you going too quick? Some of you guys are camping way too long. Okay? And even though it's not hurting your game itself, it's just time. Is really all it's hurting. So essentially what it is just a waste of time. So if I'm telling you that, essentially look at it like this, okay? CPT, Yoda, a couple other people in my group that have done the Missy's Building Guide, right? They started over, they followed the timeline, and they followed it in a certain amount of months, okay? They were able to accomplish a list of stuff, which I've went over with in my videos. Now you have the people that say, I'm going to do the Missy's Building Guide, but I'm going to do it my way. Well, that doesn't really work, right? So they sit there and they say, okay, I'm going to do her stuff, but right now I want to park it at level 10 for a really long time first. Do you think when I sat down and I wrote the Missy's Building Guide that I went and I said, you know what? It's going to really screw these people up to level up too quick. Do you think I would tell you to level up if you wouldn't be okay? How is it that CPT, Yoda, all these other people that have followed my timeline have been just fine? They're doing better than you guys, in fact, because all that really matters is at the end of the 3 months time frame, or 6 months, or whatever, okay, it's what you have accomplished, okay? So if somebody says, you know what, I've spent 3 months playing and I have all these work cards unlocked, I've won Mega 10 times, I've got all my Maxis Manors, all my shops unlocked, my map's done, my beach is done, my mountains, I mean, you got this whole list of shit, right? Then you've got the people that said, well, I've been playing 6 months and I parked my ass at level 10 and I got 400 storage. Okay, great. So that's all you have. This person has 600 storage and they've accomplished everything on the list in a fraction of the time because you parked it too long. It really hurts you. Now, it doesn't hurt you to the point where you'll have to restart. You know, you're not doing something to where it's really hurting that. It's more just a waste of your time. That's really all it comes down to, is you could be getting more done and you're slacking off. And in a sense, it's really quite pointless, really. And honestly, I understand why people think it's the right thing to do, because people have been so programmed to believe that if you level up, you can't find storage, right? That's what they're programmed to think. Now, look at this. I only have 7 things being shown to me. So look at that, for example. Whereas, okay, if I were to level up to level 18, I'm going to be, and you're going to see this, okay? You're going to see it, I promise. You've been watching me this whole time, playing this shit, and seeing how often I find stuff, okay? And see how storage gets accumulated in the game, because that's all that matters. I'm really trying to get it into your guys' head on how storage is obtained, because people seem to think that if you wake up and you play 2 hours and you get 20 storage, and then this person plays 1 hour and gets 40 storage, then this means their algorithm's better. It has nothing to do with algorithm at that point. At that point, it has to do with accumulation, how you're acquiring stuff. Did you acquire all of those rares from the global market, or did you acquire them from other things in the game, right? So how many rares have you guys seen me actually get from the global market? Not many. And when I do, how many of them come just from this screen? Not very many. Most of the time when you click on this screen, in fact, you miss most of them, right? But if I start clicking on other stuff and I start hopping around to depots, that's not the same thing, right? So you have to take out and start realizing, okay, wait a minute here. The algorithm itself isn't even that great because I'm not seeing that many, things for sale as you would be seeing on a higher level city. Now, you don't want to go too high, of course, but there is a certain point in the game where you're holding yourself back, right? And that's really what it comes down to. And too many of you guys, not one of, but a lot of the issues that you guys are having is you're holding yourself back too much. You're not multitasking enough. And it's really, really, really hurting you guys. So either you're going too quick and leveling too fast, or you're camping way too long. For example, Yoda, okay? He camped, well, this is an interesting city. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. He camped way too long, okay? Now this guy here, he's going to have problems. Whew, he is going to have some big problems. I mean, it's kind of cool looking, but for his level, he's got problems. There's a couple levels in the game that are like danger levels that should have like red exclamation marks around them. 25. 30, and 31. Those are the most dangerous levels in the game. That's when life as you know it is over. Now, the reason that 25 has an exclamation mark around it is just because of regionals. It's the only thing really that causes the biggest issue. Now, from level 29 to about level 34, 35, you're going to unlock pretty much almost everything in the game by that time. Level 31, you unlock burgers. Level 30, you unlock Omega. So, right around pretty much from level 25 to 29, you're safe as long as you don't touch the regional maps. But once you decide to leave level 29, whew, that's a big decision to make. And it shouldn't be taken lightly. Now, you guys, if you are deciding to go up, and you know, I had this one guy in my group one time, and he was like, I find so many rares at level 13, whatever. And it's like, dude, man, you're not getting it. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with how many you're acquiring. So this other guy in my group got into an argument, and I had kind of jumped into the argument after I was watching their conversation, and the one guy was level like 30, no, he was like 38 at the time or something. And he was saying how he finds way more rare items on his higher level city than he does his lower level city. And I asked him, I said, okay, what does your typical day look like? Are you playing them on the same day, or are they different days? And it's like, oh, well, this one I played on Monday, and that one I played on Sunday. Okay, well, on Monday, the Contest of Mayors is letting out, right? So everybody's selling off all their stuff. So that could have a lot to do with it. What else? I asked him, how are you acquiring them? Did you buy them all from the global market? Well, most of them. Okay, fair enough. Now, how many of them were visible to you when you clicked on it? Right here. I mean, look at this. I only have 4 things even being shown to me. So how many things did you get them? Was it after you clicked on something and you traveled to a city? And he said, yeah, I acquired most of them by clicking on low-level items. Okay, so that really has nothing to do with algorithm. That has to do with what you're clicking on, right? So you're being shown all different level cities. Like, for example, I'm at a level 81 city right now, but I still clicked on a low-level item, right? So the point is he was acquiring more rares on his higher level city because he had more depots being, he was able to access more depots, and he was acquiring them from all different aspects of the game. And then I said, well, how many things did you get rewards for? Well, I didn't. Oh, bullshit, you didn't, because I'm looking right at your thing. And it just says that you unlocked the storage tier in your pass, like, what, 1 tier ago? So you had to have. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, okay. Like, come on, dude. So it's not that that one's showing you, has a higher algorithm. It's just that you're acquiring more. And so a lot of you guys are camping way too long. You have got to quit doing that, or it's really going to hurt your guys' gameplay. I'm serious. Now, Yoda, he would follow every single thing that I said, right? And he did really, really, really well. He did fabulous. Except the one thing he didn't do is he didn't level up when I told him to. And I finally had to really get on him about it. And I said, look, you're camping too long. He didn't want to leave level 18 was his problem. He crawled up to level 18 super, super quick. But when he got to level 18, he refused to go up to level 20 to unlock silver tokens. And he spent the first, 4 weeks of Mega. And he was playing Mega, and he was having a real hard time holding a 2K average because he didn't have any tokens. And I kept telling him, your algorithm is not going to change so drastically that you're never going to find anything. And he was already at 450 storage anyways. And I'm like, dude, listen, you're fine. You're going to be fine. He would not do it for nothing. And I finally said, you know what? I've had enough. You're getting your ass kicked. Get your ass up to level 20. You're wasting your time and mine. And I said, do you think I would be telling you to if you weren't ready? You're beyond ready. And I told him, I made him a promise. I said, if for any reason your game breaks and you don't find any storage or it goes so drastically downhill, I promise that I will give you every single storage that I obtain, and I will trade every other rare that I have until you're maxed out. I promise you that you will be fine. And then he says, fine. All right, cool. He goes up to level 20. And he goes, the next day, okay, he comes on the game and he goes, why didn't you make me go to level 20 sooner? And I'm just like, what? And he goes, you should have kicked me in the ass. I'm doing so much better, and I find just as many rares, if not more. And I'm like, I tried to tell you. He's like, and I alleviated all that stress on those production assignments, right? I tried to tell you. And then finally, I managed to push him up to level 24 because I was like, you can go up to level 24. You're more than ready. He goes up to level 24 and he starts getting his epics done. And he did great. And he was doing excellent. And he found just as much storage. It's not going to really affect you until a certain point. Okay? And as long as you're below level 24, you're going to be fine. Especially if you're able to multitask, and that's what it really comes down to, is knowing how to multitask and how to find that stuff. Okay, you guys, I'm going to set this stuff up, and then I'm going to live stream. I'll be back here in, I want to say about 30 minutes or so. I got to go into this appointment, and then we are definitely going to get some shit done on this, because we have to, we're going to storage up, and we're going to try to get it into, yeah, I'll see what I can do. And also, you guys, hit that subscribe button, because once we get up to 1,000 subs, I can start streaming straight from YouTube, and I don't have to use this third-party app anymore. So, yeah, hit the sub, hit the like, hit the comments button, and then let me know your group code if you're not in war, and I'll stop by and maybe do a couple trades or whatever. And then I will be back here in, let's see, what time is it? I don't even know what time it is. I'll be back here in about 30 minutes or so. Okay? All right, you guys.